Hey everyone, it's Natasha, and today I'm here to show you Memoria Press, Myself and Others, Book 4, Lessons for Social Understanding, Habits, and Manners. With this package, you will need Healthy, Happy Habits. Now, if you did Book 3, you would already have this, and it does not come with the pack because it is included in Book 3. So make sure you pick this up if you don't have it already from Book 3. So Healthy, Happy Habits, and then it comes with the sign of the beaver, the cabin faced west, and Emily posts the guide to good manners for kids. So before we get into all of those, let me show you Book 4. Now, I do have videos on Books 1, 2, and 3. I will link them all down below. So now I have the entire Myself and Others collection. There's 4 volumes, and so I have a video on all of them. Okay, so let's jump right into Book 4. So here we have the table of contents. Each Myself and Others program is intended to be 14 weeks long, although I think it is easy to adjust it to your schedule, to be perfectly honest. All right, so then we have the book list, which covers the books that I just mentioned, and they cover chapters 1 and 2 in Healthy, Happy Habits in Book 3. But in case you missed these or simply want to review, at the end of Myself and Others Book 4, we provide an opportunity to cover these first 2 chapters and then test the knowledge of the content. Okay, so then we have an introduction, and it says, for both the typical student and the student with special needs, we create this program, Myself and Others, with 5 components to help you teach all of the following: rules, health, safety, manners, and listening. And we do this in 14 manageable weeks per set. In Book 1, we teach all 5 components separately. In Book 2, we combine rules and manners into one category and health and safety into another for more streamlined teaching. And in Books 3 and 4, for older student, we combine rules, health, safety, and manners into one set of daily lessons. At all levels, feel free to add to the weekly lessons with more extended role-playing and practice. Reference the lessons in a spirit of coaching as needed. Consider this series as a springboard to further discussion and implementation of your own teachings. Okay, so we have lists, kind of like the approximate age levels of Books 1, 2, 3, and 4. Since we're talking about Book 4, let's go here. It is designed for children with social maturity of ages 9 to 13 and coordinates well with these full curriculum levels: Memoria Press Classical Core Curriculum 5 and 6, and Simply Classical Curriculum levels 5, 6, and 7. So that gives you an idea. So it says with the social maturity. So that means your student could actually be 9 to 13 years old, or it could be an older student who's at the social maturity level of a 9 to 13-year-old. So you gauge if it's appropriate for your student. And to help you do that, there is a readiness assessment, and the readiness assessments are available on the website. So you don't have to buy the book first. You can take all the readiness assessments and figure out which books you want to start out with. Now, I would say if you're doing, with an older student, go ahead and start at least with Book 3. That way you can get the beginning of the Healthy, Happy Habits, and I think it's a good segue into the program if you start at Book 3 with an older student. But you could start just here with Book 4. That would be fine too. All right, and then we have social skills and how to improve them, and it talks about the different skills covered in Book 4. I'm not going to read them all, but you can pause this video if you want to take a closer look at those. Then we have this code of conduct that you can read daily. I actually plan to make a little poster of that because I love this. And so again, I'm not going to read the code of conduct, but you can pause the video and read that. And then model, and insist on healthy ways of expending physical energy and some other things here. So again, feel free to pause. Then we have the teaching guidelines. And so we suggest that you teach Book 4 in this order: rules, manners, health and safety, more manners, and listening. Specifics, and then it gives you specific teaching tips for each of those categories. And then we have more suggestions here. Again, I'm just going to keep going. Then we get into the lesson plan. So the lesson plans are spread out like this, where we have week 1, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it is on a 4-week schedule. And then we have rules, manners, health and safety, using the book Healthy, Happy Habits. Then we have more manners, usually using Emily Post's Guide to Good Manners for Kids. And then listening, and that is going to be the chapter book. The first half is the cabin faced west, and the second half is the sign of the beaver. So you can see how it's broken up here, where they're doing pages 25 and 26 of Healthy Happy Habits one day, then 27, 28, 29. And then they're reading Emily Post's Guide to Good Manners, page 9, 13 to 17, 17 to 21, and 21 to 22. Now this is actually designed, I said there, but I actually mean that you as the parent should actually be reading these things aloud. This program is designed to do with the children. That way you can talk about all of these important habits, rules, and safety things. And then since they're working on listening here, they're not working on reading, they're working on listening. You should be reading this aloud and then discussing the review questions. Okay, so it even gives little tips like when it's with this always and never section and how you should read it. So if there's anything like that, it is listed there. Okay, so then we have notes down here for observed areas of improvement in social understanding, habits, or manners this week, and observed areas in need of continued instruction, encouragement, or practice this week. And that is how the book is laid out. So you'll notice in week 1, we're covering chapters 1 and 2 of the Cabin Faced West. No, 1, 2, and 3, I'm sorry, of the Cabin Faced West, but it's split up chapter 2. In week 2, we're starting with chapter 3, so it's not the full chapter 3, and then 4 for the rest of the week. And you can see kind of how much work you're doing every day in the other pages, in the other books, I should say. Chapters 5 and 6 on week 3, spread out. So in my opinion, this is really easy to combine into 2 days. If you want to do it just 2 days a week for 14 weeks, or you want to do it for longer, you could also do that. I really think it's easy to adjust. Okay, so by simply, you could just do Monday, Tuesday on one day, for example. But I know they have it spread out like this. That way you are working a little bit each day for 14 weeks specifically on these things. And so that's why they have it done. But everybody's schedule is different, and so feel free to make things work for your family. Okay, so that is what that looks like. For example, I'm going to give you an example of how I made this work for my family. Last year, my daughter did the entire Healthy Happy Habits book, so she won't even be doing this section because she did this entire book with book 3. And, it wasn't scheduled that way. It's just how we did it. And we actually got, this is by School Aid, and we actually just got the next level of the health book. So instead of doing Healthy Happy Habits, she'll be doing Good Growth Guide. So, we don't always follow things exactly perfectly, but it is laid out for you if you want an exactly perfect schedule to follow. Okay, and then, so those all look the same. And then we have the appendix, which is absolutely necessary. We have the questions for each chapter of the Cabin Faced West. So after you're done with the chapter, you should be discussing these questions, and it gives an example of an answer to. And then we have the Sign of the Beaver questions. Still more Sign of the Beaver there. A lot of Sign of the Beaver. And then we have visual cues. When you purchase this directly from Memoria Press, you do get this as a PDF to print out, and so you can print out and laminate these as well. And then, this is awesome, I love this page, the supplemental reading page. So, as time permits, you may want additional books for teaching character, virtue, and social understanding. For this reason, we provide this list for your consideration. And so it lists a bunch of books here that you can get, and for ages 11 to 13. So it breaks down ages 9 to 11 and ages 11 to 13. And all of them, myself and others, have that extra supplemental reading list in the back, which is really, really helpful. Okay, so then we have the Cabin Faced West. I'm just going to, flip through this, I guess, for a second, but everybody knows what a book looks like. And the same thing with the Sign of the Beaver. And probably everybody has pretty much read these books because these books are very common. And then we've got Emily Post's The Guide to Good Manners for Kids. This is really pretty. I like this book a lot. So here is the contents. Again, you can always pause. Then we have the introduction, Why Manners? And then chapter 1, Everyday Life, Winning with Words. So this covers all kinds of things. Let's go back to that. It covers everyday life at home, at school, at play, out and about, on the go, away from home, other special occasions, and it does cover online manners and safety as well. So covers the basics of a handshake, see, techno manners. Covers all kinds of things. I'm really excited to use this book. Oh, it does talk about divorce and remarriage, and there was a note about that in here. So it kind of warns you about that and says you can address that how you want for your family, because they know that's a sensitive topic. And then mealtime manners, all kinds of things that this covers. It's really, really nice. I'm really excited about this book. I think mostly excited about this book. And there we have it. So that is Myself and Others Book 4. I hope that was helpful to you. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you love all things homeschool, please hit that subscribe button, because that's what this channel is all about. Lots of curriculum reviews and flip throughs, all things homeschool. All right, I hope you have a blessed day.